Find out why the Federal Reserve is thinking about creating a new digital currency and considering future stimulus payments that way. This is going to be unbelievable. I'm going to get into why it's going to be unbelievable in the video, why the 400,000 tax-the-rich income threshold was set at a particular stimulus limit, and the great news from President Biden meeting with leading lawmakers for a fourth stimulus check and infrastructure disaster relief funds, as well as an update on my Ironman, which is 3 days away in Augusta, Georgia. So I'm going to go from Nevada to Augusta, Georgia. I'm going to fill you in on that if you're interested. We had Evergrande, and now we're going to have Jerome Powell saying that he's cutting back his buying of bonds and the market's just going to crash and it's going to be terrible. He offered his thoughts on creating a new digital dollar. Said they're still going to buy, still float us money, still help us out. The Federal Reserve plans to continue buying bonds. Yes, stimulus into the future. What does that mean? That means that we're not going to fall off a cliff and all the rich are going to pick up our everything like they usually do. Powell explains, quote, the Federal Reserve is pushing ahead with its study into whether to implement its own digital currency and will release the paper on the issue shortly. We think it's really important that the central bank maintain a stable currency and payment system that the public benefits. That's one of our jobs, end quote. Powell also stated that the Federal Reserve will likely begin tapering its bond buying. But before I get into that, let me tell you why it's so important about what will happen. Right now, you have a physical dollar or it's in the banking system, and you have cryptocurrency, altcoins, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, every kind of coin you can think of. When you have a digital dollar, you can trade it like in a Uniswap for whatever kind of digital currency you want. Imagine the dollar would be digital. It'll be in the metaverse. Right now, the dollar is not in the metaverse. It's in the banking verse, and it's in our pocket verse or on a credit card verse. But if they make it digital, you really don't need a bank. It's a scary concept, but an exciting one at the same time. It could explode the digital currency markets. It also could explode the dollar, because then anybody on the planet could use the dollar without opening a bank account. It could unleash poverty all over the world. This could be the biggest moments in money history when we go digital. If you have a phone and you're anywhere in the world, you could get access to money and trade it. Right now, in parts of the world, they literally use lottery tickets as money. It is sad. In Haiti, they use lottery tickets as money. And guess what? When the lottery's over, they're worthless. It's sad. Powell also stated that the Federal Reserve will likely begin tapering its bond buying, stimulus by year's end, and possibly raise interest rates in 2022, which is a year earlier than expected, but still didn't scare the market. The market was up today. Currently, the central bank is buying $120 billion a month in Treasury stimulus bonds and mortgage-backed securities to hold down long-term rates, because if nobody else bought them, well, then your rates would go up. It'd be harder to get a mortgage. And that's why we have a booming housing market, a booming stock market, and a booming, well, everything. Are you booming? Let me know in the comments. These intriguing stimulus proposals by the Federal Reserve could indicate what the economy will look like in the near future, which in my mind is the right direction. I think they're doing it out of fear because digital currencies are catching on, folks. That's why I do the Bitcoin videos. I know they're not as popular, but you might want to stomach some of them just so you could get in the know. Hopefully they will continue providing us with the vital disaster relief stimulus funds so we can get closer and closer to the end of the wild year. Meanwhile, have you been wondering why the tax-the-rich stimulus program that's been proposed by leading lawmakers set the income threshold at $400,000? Do you ever ponder that? Like, where did that number come from? Did that just clear the threshold for everybody that's like really voting? Well, according to the tax data and policy experts, quote, the policy aims to collect more tax revenue from the wealthiest Americans, including at least 400,000 represents roughly 1% to 2% of the households, end quote. Bernard Burnham, the Tax Policy Center, said, quote, it is an arbitrary threshold. There's no analytical justification for it, end quote. Some financial experts think the stimulus income threshold could be $500,000, with the IRS starting with Americans that, Americans that are $500,000 or more in incomes, with 1.1 tax filers in 2018. My thought is, hit them after $1 million. These guys are already paying taxes for the most part. It's not them, trust me. It's the people that pay zero taxes, like our biggest corporations in the United States and our biggest billionaires. The new House stimulus bill would raise taxes on 1.6% in 2022. that those 500,000 to a million in income, and by 10.6% for higher earners. Taxing the rich, which I don't consider these people rich, taxing the rich and large corporations to pay for vital stimulus disaster relief funds sounds like a great financial strategy. I still don't know how this tax plan actually addresses the corporations. This is addressing high individual earners, people that got jobs that pay a lot. People that can afford these payments aren't those truly in need of those important stimulus benefits. It's skewed again. But it's our government. Who do you think funds their campaigns? It's not the $500 to $1 million person. It ain't. Finally, President Biden, it's the 6 lobbyists that sit in front of their desk lobbying for their attention that are paid by corporations and billionaires. But does that make me a conspiracy theory guy? How could it? They're literally sitting in front of him probably today, right now. Finally, President Biden held a meeting yesterday at the White House with key moderators, progressive Democrats from both the House and Congress, right? To discuss the long-awaited $3.5 trillion infrastructure stimulus bill, which we all know is coming down the pipeline. The question is, what's it going to look like? And where is the pipe of money going to filter to? Biden's host key members of the at least 4 warring factions of the congressional Democrats. Yep, warring. They're fighting with each other like kids at a playground. Hopefully they're in the sandbox and not on the street getting hurt. Wednesday afternoon, moderators in the House, progressives in the House, moderates in the Senate, and progressives in the Senate. So breaking down like who these people are. Wow, it sounds like the Democrats have more than one party. Interesting, right? They finally get power, and now they got different people in their party fighting over the what? Hopefully to find some common ground for the $1 trillion infrastructure bill and the $3 trillion plus climate and social safety net bills. Well, sources say the Senate felt the meeting was productive and constructive. Those are their quotes. We've heard this so much before, right, folks? You've been here with me. I'm just kidding. Senator Joe Manchin, with this guy so loud, right, from West Virginia, stated, quote, "It's a very important meeting. It was a very constructive meeting. The president was very engaged and involved, and I think everybody could say what they felt, and everybody wants to work together if they can and find a path forward." He's a pretty, outspoken guy from West Virginia. He's the one that can put a stop kibosh on stuff pretty quickly. He's a pretty tough guy. This is great news for the prospects of a forced stimulus check and the news relief stimulus bill for all of us. And hopefully the lawmakers can put the stimulus package into action soon to help millions of Americans that are struggling financially for the last 19 months, provide a stable landing path for this crazy plane that we built, that we were putting together while we were flying. We were flying, trying to figure out who's going to pay what, how are we going to do this, where are masks going to come from, how many hospitals, do you stay at home, how do you work, what do we do? I'm so proud of everybody throughout the world and also the United States on what we've been able to do with this unbelievable, and so many people that have passed away as a result, but we stayed together and made it through. We're here, folks. We're right here. And speaking of right here, I have an Ironman coming. I know a lot of you guys ask about it, and I've been training. I did Oregon a couple months ago. I'm doing Augusta, Georgia, Sunday, day before my birthday, the 26th. The swim, the bike, the run. I'll still be doing videos, so you can count on me still cranking away. It'll probably be 5 a.m. in the morning when I do the videos in my, outfits for the Ironman. Tonight, I shave every hair off my body except for this stuff on my head, but I'm pretty aerodynamic thanks to Casey at the barbershop. Took me down to a half. So that, basically I'll be pretty aerodynamic. That'll probably get me a couple of minutes. I'm going for my all-time record. My last one was 7:42. That was a record for me. My next record, I'm hoping to beat 7:42. And to be honest with you, I'm hoping to beat 7 hours. That's my goal, to beat 7 hours. If I do that, I think I'll be happy. Then I'll probably want 6. Follow me there. You can catch me on Instagram. Check me out, Andrew X. Cartwright. Also, I'll be popping stuff in and out as we do stuff there. So thank you so much. Take care. Oh, that was your stimulus check, second stimulus check, Ironman update, and executive action package for Thursday, September 23rd, 2021. Thank you for watching and for sticking to the end. Leave a comment with the time you think I'm going to come in between, I would say, 7 hours and 8 hours. What do you think? Give me a time. And actually, if anybody actually picks my time, I'll give them $100. So anybody who picks my time for the Ironman, I'll give that person, the first person who picks that time, $100. and send it directly to you just for fun. I'm Andrew Cartwright. Please stay safe out there. Take care, and I'll post the time when on Monday. Anyway, take care. Love you.
I think that he really resonated with a lot of it because I was no less than 32 hours, 50 shows were sold out.
How much did you spend on marketing?
Really nothing.
Nothing. My heart craves off it. Please just tell me the truth.
Please don't get upset when I say this, but I got into the entertainment business for traditional talent.